This is they say it's politically incorrect. So let's say it anyway, okay? It's politically incorrect. See, I disagree with them. We will also keep men out of women's sports. Is that okay? Right? You know. Tough. Very unfair. You know the story of the swimmer. Has anybody heard this? Sir? She was out. He goes, yes, but tell it again. But she was a championship swimmer, and she was looking to break the record by 1/8 of a second. If she could do that, it would be unbelievable. And she worked and worked and worked, and she was great. And she stood up there, and she looked to the left, and she saw a lot of the young women that she's been competing with for 15 years. Then she looked to the right, and she saw them too, but there was a person standing next to her, and he was a giant. He had a man's body, right? They call it now, that's what the term is, a man's body. They say a man's body is unfair. Think of it. But he had a wingspan like 2,000 feet. And she goes, whoa, whoa. And she did great. She didn't quite make the record, but she was badly injured because she got windburn from him going by her. He went by her so fast. The wind was blowing, and she got windburn. No, he broke the record by 38 seconds. And the story, maybe even better, is the weightlifter. I don't know what the number was, like 218 pounds or something. And this young woman, very strong woman, stronger than most of the men in this audience. Now, these people we would have no problem putting up against, right? They'd accept them gladly. But she broke the record. She wanted to break it. She was going to go for the world record. And she stood over that barbell, and they put 1/8 of a pound right on one side and 1/8 of a pound on the other side. And they started lifting. And she got up there, and she got it up to here, and it was going, and they were screaming. They were screaming. They're so proud of her. Couldn't quite make it, but she'll make it the next time. And then a guy comes along named Jill. Now, a guy comes along, and he goes, looks down. Then I think for a little enjoyment, he went. And they said, have you lifted before? No, I just started, actually. This is so crazy, what's happening. It's demeaning to women. There's nothing politically incorrect about it. You know that the women that swim against people that go in and that were men, are men, you can describe whatever you want to describe, but men's bodies, they don't want to complain. They're afraid to complain. That's the silence. That's what they've done to you. That's what the fake news media has done to you. That's why nobody ever talks about that, but I talk about it. And many, many records are being shattered all over the country and all over the world, actually. They're being shattered. They're being shattered at levels that no woman will ever catch. It's a very sad thing and very demeaning to women, very, very bad for women. No teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent.